Hello, and welcome back to the 80s version of the Twilight Zone, and this week we are watching There Was an Old Woman and Stranger in Possum Meadow. And again, sorry, this is not the broadcast order, this is the order of my DVDs. So, There Was an Old Woman stars Colleen Dewhurst as Miss Parker, and she was in Anne of Green Gables, like a lot. A few different sort of versions and movies and stuff of this. Zachary Bennett, little kid. He's in the Umbrella Academy. I don't know if I would recognize him, but anyway. And of course, he's a sick kid, and coughing means death. It is a sort of signifier that we have in a lot of these, where you just cough, that's how you tell people that you are dead or dying. Coughing up blood is also very, very common in movies and TV, but it's not all that common in the real world. Her window breaks, and she doesn't go out and actually look for any culprits. She just kind of goes, oh, I have to clean up this glass, and oh, here's a baseball. And it's a weird reaction. Didn't work so well for me. And then the shade that's being thrown at these people who don't want children. They come in and they say, no, we don't, we just know we're planning on having any children. And both the realtor and Miss Parker are like, reacting to that. And I felt that's kind of, yeah. Then she finds a hand mark on the door frame, and that is at adult height, not as child's height, and the handprint is certainly a bit big. I see how it looks good, but it's also making a few different sort of questions here. The ghosts themselves, Brian, he looks great. Fantastic. They've captured it really quite well. The effect is cool. Not so fond of the full frontal one. The side one works really quite well. The face one has a weird sort of artifact as part of the post-processing, I think. But the kids, particularly the ones behind sort of the armchair, those ones, aren't quite motion corrected for the camera. So you can see them jitter sort of up and down a bit. They aren't actually fixed in the scene quite yet. Also, there's no Dutch angle as she's sitting here and reading, so we know that this is actually happening. So it's pretty cool. You have some children ghosts, and you have a nice person who wants to cater to them and stuff. So it's a nice episode. I like it. The Stranger in Possum Meadow, on the other hand, is a bit more menacing. It stars Stephen Cannelly, who did like 285 episodes of Dallas, I think. It was super famous at this time. And he gets to play this very creepy alien dude. And he asks very rightfully, and the kid who, the kid in this actually is in Anne of Green Gables, like the animated series or something. Like, I don't know if that there was one, but it just calls back to Colleen Dewhurst, who was in the last episode. Anyway, he asks the kid, like, does it ever get cold here? And he just goes, yeah, sure, in the winter. Which is very planet-centric of you. Not all planets have a winter in the way that Earth does. That's because of the wobble of our planet's axis, an axis rotation. And not all planets have to have that. So, you can't don't assume people's seasons. He gets a bird that lands on his arm like that. That would hurt. Those birds are armed severely. They have very many claws and talons, and they would just sort of rip you. I mean, he could possibly have steel skin. He could also be mind controlling the bird. We don't know. But under normal circumstances, you don't want a bird landing like that. It's bad for you. I like when they're at the dinner, and also when he's talking about the Rubbits, that his research is very incomplete. I mean, he does the language really well, and he walks, and he can hold a conversation, and obviously he's prepared. I can't. For questions like, oh, I live in an RV, or I work for a big investment company, but it's secret and all that stuff. But his research is very incomplete. And it made me think of My Stepmom is an Alien with, is it Dan Aykroyd? I think it's Dan Aykroyd. which has that, where the research is not complete enough so that the alien stands out like a sore thumb. It's a very creepy abduction tactic. Like, no, your mom told me to tell you to come with me, and that's exactly how that would work. And she's at my camper right now for dinner. Yum, yum. And he leads them away, right? I think it's important to tell your kids that I will never ever send a stranger to come get you. Like, don't believe it. Just only believe me and my partner and our brothers and sisters or whatever, the trusted few, but not like a stranger that claims, oh, your dad's over here, he needs your help. Like, you have to tell your kids that. He's not standing still while in cryo. It's a bit difficult to catch, but he's moving a bit. Standing still is difficult. And then it ends with this very awkward phrase, this freeze to fade sort of thing. I don't like those episodes where you have them, and they do in this episode. I don't like it at all. Next week, we are getting us a new old heart, and it's going to have consequences, and I look forward to seeing you then. Take care now. Bye.